Welcome back, everybody. We're here again to talk about what we talk about over here, and that is track and field. Over the weekend has been fire concerning track and field. Today, on the menu, we're going to talk about the Xiamen Diamond League, right? And at the top, you can see the first event, right? And the most interesting event, the Blue Ribbon event of any championship, of any track meet. That's the 100 meters. Now, the 100 meters, right? It go as planned, according to me. Because coming into the 100 meters in China, Akane was the man in form. And Akane Sambine walk away with the victory. He's from South Africa, right? And South African athletes and Australian athletes tend to be in more form at this time because their domestic season, as it is, has pretty much already come to an end, right? So they would have been in more sharper form. Akane this year had won bronze medal at the World Indoor Championships, and he run 9.90 also in Botswana not too long ago. So he was the man in form. I expected him to win, and he was the only man that went sub 10, and he ran 9.99. Right, the rest of men, right, run according to what they have run last year, like Amaniala and Coleman, right? Last year, Xiamen Diamond League, the winner run around these same times, and most of the field run around these same times. So I'm estimating that the athletes are where they should be, right? Because last year, when it comes down to the Olympics, they were running 9.8 for the top men, right? Coleman run 9.86, right? Tobago run 9.8, right? And so I think they are where they should be, right? Considering the fact that World Championships this year is in September, right? So the next event, right, on the schedule was the 400 meters for men. And of course it goes to farm, just like the 100 meter. I expected Endure and Christopher Bailey to be up there, and they raced pretty much to the line, right? And Endure walk away with the victory, running 44.25 to Christopher Bailey, 44.27. He's the world indoor 400 meter champion, is Christopher Bailey, right? Kevin Shippey, right? He has been running good from last year, and he continued that run, running 44.53. I believe that's a good season opener for Kirani James, who run 44.89. I think he would want to go out this season also running another 43, and so that's good season opener for Kirani James. The 110 hurdles, the world is still wondering what happened to Grant Holloway. This is not Grant Holloway. He finished at the back of the pack in this 110 meter hurdles, running only 13.72. Generally, Grant Holloway would dominate 110 meter hurdles races, and he lost to Cardell Finch, who take the victory in 13.06. That's a good run. The Japanese runner Maratake was second in 13.14, and the Chinese Luo Jinji 13.24. Anzo Parchment opened up with 13.39. We don't have to be worried about him. Ainsley Parchment tend to open his season, right, with like 13 threes and 13 fours. So we're not going to be worried about him until, say, the Jamaican Championship or at the World Championship if he's not performing up to standard. Now, what Karsten Warholm did in this meet was absolutely spectacular. Karsten Warholm ran a world best in the 300 meter hurdles, right? It doesn't serve as a world record, but it serves as world base, because 300-meter hurdles is not something that is run as a standard athletic event, right? It's just from time to time it's run. So these events that run from time to time, then the best performances are classified as world best. And so Warholm ran 33.05 in the 300-meter hurdles. That tells me that he's in good shape right now. That tells me that potentially his eyes are on the world record of 45.94. The only man to have run sub 46 in the 400-meter hurdles. That's amazing stuff. The men's 3,000 meter steeplechase, right? The winner of that event went to Samuel Firewu from Ethiopia. Ethiopia and Kenya dominate these events, right? And he ran 8 minutes 5 seconds .61. That's a good time. The men's pole vault. Of course, we would know that Armand Duplantis would win, and of course he did win, right? But I think probably we're somewhat disappointed with the distance that he jumped, 5.92 meters. We have become so accustomed to seeing 6.2 something being jumped by Armand that getting a 5.92 meters in the pole vault from him is like a disappointment. Even though not many athletes can and has ever jumped higher than 5.92 meters, right? But he won, jumping 5.92, as we say, right? Pretty much this is a good season opener, because I've never seen him compete this year so far. So that's a good opener for Armand, and I know that he will continue, right, to improve. The men's long jump went to the local man, Zhang Mingkong. He jumped 8.18 meters. That was good. We expected more from Wayne Pinnock, who was down in 5th, the Jamaican countryman. 8 meters and 6 he jumped. Tajay Gill also, I expected more from him. I think he has jumped 8.3 something already this year. And to be jumping 7.90, it's not looking good for the former world champion Tajay Gill. The women's 200 meters, Shericka Jackson. What happened to Shericka Jackson in the women's 200 meters? We don't know. In the 200 meters, we were expecting, in the 200 meters, we were long expecting the return of Shericka Jackson. And of course, we know when we say we expect it, we expect her to come with a bang. But she opened her season running 22.79 for second behind Anavia Battle. And let's be fair, Anavia Battle is not slow. She has run sub 22 already, right? And she would have been in better in terms of training this year, because remember, Shericka has injured pretty much for all of 2024, keep her out of the Olympics. So she's coming back. So this run, decent, right? I know that she will continue to improve as her competition fitness improve, because there's a thing, as physical fitness, and then there's a thing called competition fitness, which I think competition fitness is what she's lacking. So probably she's running good in training, but the competitive edge that she used to have is not really there right now. In the women's 1,000 meters, right, Faith Kipyegon was aiming to break a 1,000 meter record, but she fell just short. She was so close to breaking it, right? She has now won like 2 of the top 3 times in the 1,000 meters for women, right? That was also another highlight, and that tells us, that it's gonna be very, 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 very difficult to beat Faith Kipyegon this year, because she does look in good form, in sparkling form actually. It's gonna be tough for anyone to beat her in the 1,500 meters come World Championship. Women's 5,000 meter, right? Beatrice Chebet was the winner from Kenya. She ran 14:27. Now that's a good time to be running in these times. 14:27.12, right? And behind her was Godaf Segai, and we know Godaf Segai is a quality athlete also. And right behind her was Berkey Alom, right? So Sagai and Alom are from Ethiopia, and if you notice from 2, right, down to number 7, all Ethiopian. Look at the page going down. Ethiopia. Ethiopia is coming to dominate the distances, the middle distances, and the long distances this year at World Championship. I'm expecting a lot of medals from the Ethiopians this year at the World Championship in those type of distances. The women's 100-meter hurdles, right, we see Danielle Williams of Jamaica. She continued to produce. The first time we see Danielle Williams winning a world title some years ago, it was a surprise. But she turning up now and winning events are not surprising. Last year, she ended up in the Olympics, where she did well. And we expect her to continue to do well, but there's something happening to number 4 there on the page, and that is Toby Amason. Toby Amason being the world record holder, right? It seems like something is not right. She's not running how you would expect her to run, considering the fact that she's a world record holder. Was gone as fast as 12.06 in the 100-meter hurdles. The women's high jump was won by the world record holder Yaroslav Mayuchik, right? She broke the high jump record that has stood for a long while, right? And so this year, I think this is her season opener, because I've not seen her jump since this year. She opened at 1.97. That's not a bad jump to start, right? The campaign for this year, contending for a world championship. Women's shot put. In the women's shot put, right, the winner was Jessica Schilder of Netherlands. She threw 20.47 meters. That's a good opener. Also, Chase Jackson of USA was second and throwing 20.31. So anytime you have a women shot put competition where the 2 persons throw over 20 meters, you know that people are in form. And if you look at Gang of China and Madison Lee Wesch of New Zealand, they are almost at 20 meters. So I'm expecting this year in the World Championship that multiple, probably up to 5-6 ladies will be able to throw over that 20 meters in the shot put, which tells us that the shot put, if these women continue to be healthy, can push into uncharted territory that we have never seen in women's shot put before. Women's discus, right? Valerie Allman. I think we just come to the point now where anytime we see Valerie Allman in our competition, we expect her to win, because she has been so dominant over the years that it's not even fun, right? And she has thrown 68, 98, 95 in this first Diamond League. So that's a good start to the Diamond League campaign. And I expect her to grow from strength to strength. Now, the second Jamaican win of the day come from men's triple jump, and that's Jordan Scott. He take the win 17.27. And let me say this right now, Jamaica does have the ability to get potentially 2 medals in the triple jump this year, because Jordan Scott is very talented. But Jamaica also have Joanne Ebert, right? Ebert also very young, very talented. And so Jamaica does have the potential to have at least 2 men in the final, probably pushing for medals also. In the women's javelin throw, it was won by the Greek athlete Zenko, and she threw 64.75 ahead of Tori Morby of New Zealand and Li Deng Zhu of China. So javelin competition, right, was good, but javelin is one of those competition among the women's side that we expect it to have an era where a lot of people are throwing great. Right? It seems like year after year, the same kind of distances are replicated when it comes down to the women's shuffle. Right? But I have faith that in years to come, probably this season, we can see some athletes stepping up and producing marks that we have not seen for a long time. That's where we're gonna finish today. Please remember to leave your thoughts down in the comment section. So from this time until next time, I'm out.